July 17th, 1981, Yosemite National Park, California, 9,400 feet above sea level. A 14-year-old girl is walking down a granite slope toward a lake. Two people watch her from above: her father and an elderly man from their group. She passes behind two small trees, and she never comes out the other side. They waited. They called her name. They ran to the trees. Nothing. No footprints, no sounds, no Stacy. Just an open mountain slope, a granite field, and silence. Stacy Arras disappeared in broad daylight, within sight of her group, in one of the most visited national parks in America. And no one, not one person, has been able to explain how.
Stacy Arras was 14 years old. She lived in Canoga Park, California, a suburb of Los Angeles. That summer, her father George arranged a 4-day horseback trip through the High Sierra Loop in Yosemite. A chance to get away, to spend time together. The group of 10 people, including guides, set out from Tuolumne Meadows on the morning of July 17, 1981. They rode mules along the John Muir Trail, stopped for lunch at Cathedral Lakes, and by late afternoon had reached their destination, Sunrise High Sierra Camp. The camp sits at nearly 9,500 feet above sea level. 9 small cabins, an alpine meadow, views of Mount Florence and Mount Clark in the distance.
After arriving and cleaning up, Stacy decided she wanted to hike down to Sunrise Lake to take photographs. She had her Olympus camera with her, the one with the embroidered neck strap she loved. She asked her father, George, to come. He was tired from the day's ride, so he declined. Instead, a 71-year-old man named Gerald, another member of the group, offered to accompany her. The two of them walked away from camp together. The rest of the group watched from above. It wasn't far. The trail to Sunrise Lake is less than 1.5 miles from the camp. But the terrain is open granite, exposed rock, dry grass, a few scattered trees. You can see for hundreds of yards in every direction. After a short distance, Gerald felt tired. The altitude and the day's exertion had caught up with him. He sat down on a boulder to rest. Stacy continued walking down the slope, alone. The group above watched. Gerald watched. Her father watched. Stacy walked down the granite slope, past a few sparse trees, and disappeared. Not slowly, not gradually. She was there, and then she wasn't. No sound, no call for help, no stumble, no reaction of any kind. Just open sky, an empty slope, and the weight of a question that has never been answered. Gerald waited, then got up and walked to where he had last seen her. Nothing. He returned to camp. The group began searching immediately. What they found was a single camera lens on the ground. Stacy's camera was gone. Stacy was gone. Within hours, Yosemite Park rangers were on site. By the following morning, a full-scale search and rescue operation was underway. Over 150 people searched for Stacy Arras. 67 volunteers from the Mountain Rescue Association. Helicopters scanning the terrain from above. Search dogs working every inch of the ground below. The search covered between 5 and 8 square miles of granite terrain, alpine meadow, and dense forest. The dogs couldn't find her scent. According to a report in the Fresno Bee from 1981, the dry and dusty conditions made tracking impossible. After days of searching, nothing. Not a shoe, not a piece of clothing, not a sound. The only physical evidence ever found, one camera lens, on the ground near the tree line. Where did the rest of the camera go? Where did Stacy go? No one knows.
Several details about this case don't add up, and they've never been explained. First, the case file. A missing persons case typically generates 10 to 100 pages of documentation. Stacy Arras' case file is over 2,000 pages long. It has been classified for decades. When the National Park Service finally released a portion of it, the released pages contained almost nothing new. What fills those 2,000 pages? What were they investigating? Second, the geography. Researchers who have studied this case have pointed out that the official description of where Stacy disappeared may be inaccurate. There is reportedly no lake in direct sight of the camp. If she truly hiked toward the lake, she would have covered significantly more ground than anyone realized. Third, the lone camera lens. If Stacy fell or was taken, where is the rest of the camera? Why was only the lens separated from the body of the camera? What does that mean? Over 4 decades, 4 main theories have emerged about what happened to Stacy Arras. Theory 1. Accident. The terrain around Sunrise Camp is deceptive. Open granite hides crevices, drop-offs, and unstable ground. A 14-year-old hiking alone off-trail at nearly 10,000 feet above sea level. A fall into a hidden crevice is not impossible. The problem: the search was exhaustive. Mountain rescue teams know how to find bodies in granite terrain. They found nothing. Theory 2. She ran away. In July 1981, the Fresno Bee reported that Stacy had been experiencing some personal problems, family tensions, missing a boyfriend back home. Could she have used the hiking trip as an opportunity to disappear on her own terms? The problem: she was at 9,400 feet, miles from the nearest road, in difficult terrain, wearing hiking boots, not running shoes. And she left without taking anything from the cabin. No money, no extra clothes, nothing. Theory 3. Foul play. The case is officially treated as a criminal investigation. Someone in the group, or someone who was in the area, may have been involved. The 2,000-page case file suggests the investigation went far deeper than a simple disappearance. One name that appears in various analyses of the case: Gerald. The last person to see Stacy alive. A 71-year-old man who sat down on a boulder while she walked ahead.
Researchers note no charges were ever filed. No evidence was ever released. Gerald's full account has never been made public.
Theory 4. Something that defies explanation. David Paulides, a former detective who has spent years cataloging mysterious disappearances in national parks, has listed Stacy Arras as one of his key cases. He notes a cluster of disappearances in Yosemite and the surrounding Sierra Nevada region. Young people, healthy people, no trace, no logical explanation. He doesn't offer a theory. He just asks the question, how? Stacy Ann Arras has been missing for over 40 years. Her case is still classified as an active criminal investigation by the National Park Service. The 2,000-page case file remains largely sealed. The camera lens was never explained. The full story of what happened on that granite slope has never been told. Stacy would be 58 years old today. Somewhere in the archives of the National Park Service, there are 2,000 pages of investigation into what happened to a 14-year-old girl who stepped behind 2 trees in Yosemite. We've never been allowed to read them. What do you think happened to Stacy Arras? Accident? Runaway? Something darker? Leave your theory below. I read every single comment. And if you want more cases like this, disappearances that were never solved, in places where people should have been safe, subscribe. There are dozens more stories waiting.